Hello everyone, good afternoon. How are you feeling today? Good. I hope all of you are being safe at home. And this is Teacher Lena. I'm here with you with a new chapter. And everyone, welcome to Swiflearn. So, Swiflearn is India's most sincere learning destination for the classes 1 to 10. Here we are providing 100% live and interactive classes, and we have the personalized attention batch with maximum 6 students. So, teacher can pay attention to each kid, and we have a dedicated academic mentor team to track and work on students' progress. And let's have a look into our key features. We have detailed progress reports, Swiflearn Test Academic Series, and you can practice unlimited practices from here. And we have subjective tests for school exams. So book a free trial class today itself and get ready to explore the art of learning with Swiflearn. So everyone, welcome to a new chapter for the class 5. And if you like the session, please like, comment, and share. And here we go. This is our today's topic, plant reproduction. So have you ever thought how the seeds becomes a plant? It's a beautiful process, right? A seed develops into a big plant. So let's have a look. Here we go. So today we're going to learn about the meaning of the reproduction in the plants, reproduction in the plants where sexual reproduction and fertilization, germination. These are the points we're going to learn today. And get ready, everyone. Be active and energetic. I hope you have the book and a pen with you. And get ready. And so, how does the life on Earth continues? Have you ever thought about it? Yes, that is an amazing question, and you will get the answer for these questions in the coming slides. So, are you ready? Yes, get ready. And here, so everyone, how do the trees in the forest grow by themselves? What do you think? What is your answer? Yes, here you can see that there is a tree already formed, and after that, a seed falls off from the tree on the ground, then another tree forms over there. So that process continues. That is why we can see a lot of trees, variety of trees within the forest. Have you ever visited the forest? Have you? You must. That is a beautiful experience you can ever have. So the humans are very less, right, in the forest. So what are the other ways? Who are the other agents carries the seeds from one place to another? So we have the squirrels and the animals, and via water, through the air, through the insects. So all these agents bring seed from one place to another place. And here we go. I already briefed about this one. In the natural forest, a new trees grow from the seeds that fall from the parent tree under which the new tree will grow. That is the first scenario. So what is the another one? The other one is through the agents, through the air. So air is one of the agent, and so which wind disperse seed from nearby trees. That is another scenario. And here we go. You can see the animals. So who are the animals? Like squirrels. And here we go. So the boy is so confused. So let's see. That means one plant can give rise to new individual plants via seed, sometimes by stem, sometimes by root, sometimes maybe leaf. So we already learned about these things in the previous chapters. So get ready. What is the process known as? Do you have any answer? So the process is the reproduction. So if a plant can give rise to one individual plant via seed, through stem, root, or maybe leaf, and this whole process which is known as reproduction. And reproduction is a process by which living organisms produce new individuals of their kind. Just like human beings and animals, the plants also has the ability to produce another plant in their kind, like of their kind. So this process is also known as the reproduction. And here we go. Look, the potato tree which is growing from one tiny seed. And we have two modes in reproduction. So we have two modes in the reproduction within the plants. So the vegetative part and the reproductive part. And here we go. The leaf and the stem, which is involved within the vegetative part. So please note down, we can divide the mode of reproduction in the plants into two. So the first category is the vegetative part and the next category is the reproductive part. So when it comes to the vegetative part, the leaf and the stems are coming under. So when it comes to the reproductive part, you can see the flower and the fruit. So vegetative part. So these are the parts of the plant that plays a major role in the cycle of a plant, such as preparation of food, transportation of food, water and nutrients. Example, roots, stems and leaves. So when you look at the roots, stems and leaves and their functions, you will get to know the importance of their role within the life cycle of a plant. So what is the function of a root? Roots will provide the minerals and water to the plant. It absorbs it from the soil and later it will distribute it to the plant. So what is the function of the stem? So stem is the part which collects the water from the root and distributes to the various part of the plant. And not only that, it is the system which holds everything within the plant. So what is the function of the leaves? The leaves are the food factory of the plant. So with the help of the plant, with the help of the leaf, the plants get the proper food and nutrition. That is why these parts, the vegetative parts, are playing an important role within the life cycle of the plant. And here we go. You can see the stem of the root, rose, and we plant it, again, it will grow as a new individual plant. And the bryophyllum, so the bryophyllum we use as the leaves for the reproduction. So what are the reproductive parts? What do you think? The boy is so confused. And here we go. The reproductive parts are the flowers and the fruits. So these are the parts of a plant that play a major role in the reproduction process in the plants. You can see the flowers and the fruit, which is connected to, what is that? Ovary. And here we go. Types of reproduction. So within the plants, we can divide the reproduction into two. So the first one is a sexual reproduction and another one is a asexual reproduction. So what is meant by the sexual reproduction? So which is happening with the help of the seed. That is the sexual reproduction. So when it comes to sexual reproduction, the seed is absent. So here we go. When it comes to sexual reproduction, the new plants are produced with the help of the seed. In this process, the flowers of the plant participate in the reproduction. So always remember, when it comes to sexual reproduction, the seed is present and it helps for the process. And here we go. Asexual reproduction. The new plants were produced without using the seed. The seed is absent over here. So in this process, the leaves, stems, and the root, which is participate in the reproduction. I hope you got the answer. I hope you understood the topic. And here we go. So, what is meant by sexual reproduction? So, sexual reproduction means the new plants are produced with the help of the seeds of the plant. In this process, as I mentioned earlier, the flowers, the beautiful flowers of the plant, participate in the reproduction. So, within the flower, you have the ovary, and the ovary will become the fruit, and the ovule will develop into the seed. The new plant produces contains the characteristics of both the parental plants because it's a sexual reproduction. So the part that participate in the sexual reproduction. So you can see a beautiful yellow flower is blooming over there. So which is ready to participate for the sexual reproduction process. And that is why we can divide the flower into two main categories, the unisexual flowers and the bisexual flowers. So what is meant by a unisexual flower? In the unisexual flower, uni means only one. So either male or female part is present. So what is meant by a bisexual flower? If uni is one, then bi means two. That means both female and male parts are present. So the unisexual flowers, I can give you an example, that is a papaya flower. And bisexual flower, the example is a sunflower. And here we go. So the bisexual flowers, the flowers that has both androecium, that is a male reproductive part, and the gynoecium, which is a female reproductive part, are called bisexual flowers. And this mustard, pea, and sunflower, all these three flowers, which is contains the androecium and the gynoecium. Androecium means male reproductive part and gynoecium means female reproductive part, which is present altogether. In monosexual flowers or unisexual flowers, some flowers have either male or female reproductive part, but not both, either androecium or either gynoecium, not both. So watermelon, papaya, and cucumber are the examples of the monosexual flowers. So here we go. You can see the structure of a flower. You can see the pistil, you can see the sepal, you can see the petals, and you can see the stamen. So the stamen contains the anther and the filament. And the pistil, which is contain ovary, ovule, style, and stigma. And here we go. The male reproductive part of a plant is called the stamen. So please note down the male reproductive part of a plant as a called is called stamen. The female reproductive part of a plant which is called pistil. So this is the stamen part and this is the pistil part. So let's dive into this topic. The stamen consists of anther that has pollen grains. These pollen grains produce male gametes. So you can see over here the stamen can be divided into two. The top one, the anthers, and this one is the filament. So within this anther, we have the pollen grains. So these pollen grains are responsible for the production of the male gamete. You can see over here the pollen sac, which contains the pollen grains, which has the male gametes. And here, the pistil. The pistil consists of three parts. So stigma, style, ovule, and ovary. So this is the pistil part. So the stamen contains only anther and filament. So what is meant by the stigma, the top part? So stigma is a sticky surface. That is why the pollen grains can attach or stick with this sticky surface. And what is meant by the style? Style is over here. You can see the loop-like structure, that is the style. So style is a tube-like structure which connects all the way to the stigma, to the ovary. You can see the ovary over here. You can see the ovary. So the style which is connected to the stigma and the ovary. And what is the ovary? So ovary, you can see the ovule over here, right? Yes. The ovary contains the eggs which are the female gametes, which contains the female gametes. And here we go. So what is a sexual reproduction? Do you know? Sexual reproduction is the plant which is produced with the help of the seed. So what are the unisexual and bisexual flowers? Give two examples. So do you remember? So what is a unisexual flower? So unisexual flowers which contains either androecium or gynoecium, not both. So bisexual flowers means which contains the androecium, the male part, and the gynoecium, the female reproductive part, which contains at the same time altogether. So the examples. So unisexual flower examples are watermelon and papaya and cucumber. And what is the example for a bisexual flower? It's a sunflower. So name the reproductive part of a plant. What is the reproductive part of a plant? Do you remember? Please find the answer yourself. I think you can do it. Let's revise one more time and you will get the answer. And please comment this answer in the chat box. And here we go. Let's dive into the fertilization. So just like humans, there are male gamete and female gamete which is present. Like in the human being, we have the male and female, right? So we have two genders. So here there are male gametes and female gametes, and they will fuse together to form the zygote. Okay, so this fusion process is known as the fertilization. So please note down the process of combining male and female gamete is called the fertilization. So let's look at the process of the fertilization. So the first step is the pollen grains land on stigma and produce tube-like pollen tube. So that is the first step. And the pollen tube which carries the male gamete through the style to the ovule. And this ovule which contains the female gamete which combines with the male gamete and form a new cell which is known as the zygote. You can see it reaches over here, going to the ovule, and within the ovule, you can see the female gamete is present. And the male gamete will fuse together with the female gamete, a new cell which will produce after this process, and that cell which is known as the zygote. So now let's have a look into the formation of fruit and the seeds. So after fertilization, rather than the ovary, all the parts will dry and fall off. So that is the first step. Once the zygote forms, it will divide to form the embryo. Then zygote begins to divide to grow. Then it will be the ovary begins to form as the fruit and the ovule starts to developing as the seeds. So which is happening when it comes to the formation of fruit and the seeds. Now, do you know what is meant by germination? We already learned about the fertilization. Now we have to learn about the germination. So the germination means the seed will develop into a young plant which is called germination. Here we go. I have an example. So here we go. You can see a plant over here and this is the seed. So from the seed, the seedling came out and it developed as the root and the stem started to grow like above the ground and you can see the leaves they appeared on the plant later on. So this process is called germination. And let's look at the stages of the germination. So the first one is the seed which needs some favorable conditions like the proper weather, sunlight and water and the quality of the soil and so on. So when the seed will expose to these certain favorable conditions, then it will become spongy and soft. That is the first step. And after that, you can see the seedling which will break the seed coat and start to come out. Then after that, the seedling develops into root, then the shoot, and after that, it will absorb the nutrients and it will grow as a plant. So stages of germination. So you can divide the whole plant into two, the shoot system and the root system. The shoot system is present above the ground, which contains the stem, the leaf, the fruit, the flowers, the shoot, and so on. And what is the root system? Which is present under the soil, which contains primary root and secondary root and the root hairs. So when it comes to germination, the shoot grows above the ground and develops the seeds and branches and grows into a plant. So get ready to answer these questions. The first one. So what is the first question? Can you please read it for teacher? Yes, and list the different parts of a pistil. So imagine the pistil in your mind, and the first one is the stigma, then the style, and it's connected to the ovary, and you can see the ovule inside the ovary. So that are the different parts of a pistil. So what is fertilization? Do you remember? Yes, please go ahead. Yes, the fertilization means the male and female gamete combines together and form a zygote. So what is the difference between fertilization and germination? So within the fertilization, the male gametes and female gamete fuses together and form a zygote, right? And when it comes to germination, seed develops into a new individual plant. So that is the answer for this question. So get ready to look at our value-based question. So after a rainy season, while Money was strolling in her garden, notice many small plants of various fruits and flowers which were not present in her garden. She wondered where they had come from, as nobody had planted them there. As Money loves gardening, she started to clean the area around the small plants and taking care of them. So the question number one, how plants propagate through sexual mode of reproduction? What do you think? It's through the seeds. So what is an embryo? So embryo is a future plant which is found deep inside and it forms to the seed development and it will develop into the zygote. And how do seeds of some fruits like tomato, guava, and brinjal propagate? Through the animal feces, then they will consume it. And what value of money is shown here? What is the value of the money? Yes, he's inquisitive and he loves the mother nature. So be like money, loves the mother nature and take care of the plants and our environment. So let's play this activity. So, which of the following develops into a seed? Is it the pollen grain, ovule, petal, or the anther? What do you think? What is the answer? So, the answer is the ovule. Here we go. So, the process of combining of male and female gamete, what is known as? So, what do you think? Okay, let's check at the end. And pollen tube carries the female gamete through the style to the ovule. Is it true or false? Yes, it's false. Inside the bean, there are two fleshy seed leaves called cotyledons. Is it true or false? Is that true? Very good. And here we go. Let's check the answers. And the answer is over here. So the ovule develops into a seed. Very good. And the process of combining of male and female gametes known as fertilization. Good job there if you got the answer. And here we go. The pollen tube carries the female gamete through the style to the ovule is the wrong answer. It's a false one. So inside the bean there are two fleshy seed leaves called cotyledon. It's a big dig because it's a true statement. And well done everyone if you got the answer. And here we go. Let's have a quick look into this one. So plant reproduction is a sexual reproduction in the plants. So we can divide the sexual reproduction into two, such as fertilization and germination. So as I mentioned earlier, the fertilization means male and female gametes forms a zygote. So let's have a look into the process of fertilization. The first step, the pollen grains will transfer and it will land on the stigma and the pollen grains land on the stigma to form a pollen tube. Then the pollen tube carries the male gamete through the style and it will reach to the ovule. So within the ovule, the male and female gametes fuse together and form the zygote. After this process, the zygotes divide to form embryo. So the ovary will develop as a fruit and the ovule develops as seeds. So this is a process which is happening within the fertilization. So when it comes to the germination, the process by which a seed develops into a young plant. So let's have a look at the stages of the germination. So when seed gets a favorable conditions, the proper soil, the water, the sunlight, it will become spongy and soft. And after that, you can see that the seedling breaks the seed coating and started to come out. The seedling develops into root and shoot, and it will take a lot of nutrient, then it will grow as a plant. I hope it's clear. And today we learned about the meaning of reproduction, reproduction in the plants, sexual reproduction in the plants, and fertilization and also germination. I hope the topic is really clear. And thank you everyone for coming today. I hope you enjoy the session. If you like the session, please like, comment, and share. And see you everyone. Be safe at home. See you at the next session. Till then, bye.